Today I'm sharing with you guys the exact editing style that got me from 0 to 20.9k followers on Instagram and why it actually works. And then I'm also going to share with you guys my exact editing checklist that I use each and every single time for my content, in hopes that you're gonna be able to take this information, implement it into your own personal brand or your clients' personal brands. But before we go ahead and get started, I want you guys to know that my name is Boustedt and I run the Takeover Editing Shop, where I sell short form editing presets for content creators just like you. Essentially, I'm just a creator who makes content for other creators to help them make better content. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump straight into today's video. Okay, so first things first, here's my Instagram account. It's got 20.9k followers, so I'm not capping about my follower count. That would be kind of weird if I did, honestly, because you guys could go check it down below in the description and call me out on it. So I don't know. I'm not lying about it. Okay. It's essentially what I'm trying to say. Okay. So over here is actually 6 videos that I think do a really good job of kind of displaying my editing style, or at least my editing, I guess, system. And they're very clean edits, nothing too crazy, nothing over the top. In fact, I would probably say this video right here is actually the most crazy in terms of editing, but let's go ahead and break them down and just like go through them all so you guys can kind of get a feel of the editing style that I've used. I just got myself a brand new light for my talking head setups right here, and I need you guys' help to pick which setup I should actually use. Okay, so this is setup number 1. I'm gonna call this the minimal talking head setup. And to me, this setup looks really good, but also this. Okay, so as you guys can see, the intro is a little bit more, I guess, saucy in terms of edits, but that's really the main point. Is my hooks is where I spend most of my time. As you guys can see, I have a camera movement, I have some text on screen, then I also do a flash transition into some B-roll all within like the first 2 to 3 seconds. As you guys can see, just tons of different B-roll and some text on screen. It's very simple editing, but it's a lot of editing in the first 3 seconds. And that's kind of the whole point. I just wanted to get people's attention really, really quick. So that way I can pull them in. And then as the video kind of goes on, it's just more of a conversation. So as you guys can see, this is a very simple video. Anyone can recreate this. It's not too hard. Going on to the second video, I would say this video is a little bit more heavy on the actual edit side of things, but it's still the same exact process, still same exact edits. It's just I had more time that day, so I spent more time on the video. So let's go ahead and watch it. I think it's better the moment you stop pretending to be someone else. So last night I was actually at the MGK concert and I sat next to a random dude named Sean, and he asked me, did I like the new album Lost Americana? And I replied, I actually really did. I really like the switch of the music, but most importantly, I like how MGK has grown into himself. Like, he no longer feels like he's trying to be this cool, nonchalant guy who doesn't care about anything. So there's that video. You guys can kind of see kind of the aesthetic kind of taking place. It all looks like it's living in the same world. And what's really cool is all I'm doing is the same exact thing just over and over again. And the only difference between like the simple and like the not simple stuff is I'm just adding more time into the edit as opposed to not. This is another video that I did that I thought was pretty good.
Keeping my auto white balance setting. This is highly requested. A2, G1 for your white balance adjustment.
As someone who does the same exact thing, but the other way, I'm very curious to see how low settings holds up in today's cinematic B-roll. Cue the cinematic montage.
Put your hand in the air if you ain't been broke in a minute.
So fire. As you guys can tell, this video feels like it's living in the same world. Moving on to the next one. If you're a creator, you should start filming outside. And this is coming from someone who films inside 90% of the time. As you can see, the scene right now legit looks like a movie. And I've only walked a couple of steps. Okay, so now that we saw all of the Instagram videos, I want to just like kind of break down the actual sort of style. Like when you're looking at these videos, nothing's really screaming for attention. And that was done intentionally. Simple captions, the pacing is clean, and the B-roll that I use is actually intentional. Because for me, the goal is to not impress people with my editing skills, but rather to impress people with the content or ideas that I actually have. So my editing plays a role in terms of adding to the story and not taking away. Because if I'm taking away from the story, then chances are people aren't gonna keep watching the video. And that takes me to my first point of why this editing style actually works. Is 1, it's easy to consume. So as you guys know, on social media, people are just scrolling by trying to just, I don't know, find either ideas for their content, stay entertained, etc. And your goal for your content is to make it easy to consume. Now, what I mean by that is it needs to be, 1, they need to be able to hear what you're saying. 2, they need to be able to like tell what you're talking about. So whether that's through B-roll or your actual A-roll, they need to just know what's going on. Because if they have to put any efforts into consuming your content, chances are you're gonna lose them to the swipe. And I would also say that if you're editing edit's doing too much and it's causing them to like actively work to sort out what is going on, then you're gonna lose the viewer. Like just too much is going on. That's why I believe so much in the simple approach, removing all of the noise and just allowing the right signal to come through in your content. And that brings me to another point, which is this editing style adds to the message and it doesn't take away if done properly. So for example, I only do special effects to captions or words that make an impact in the final message. So I'm not doing it for every word just because I can. I'm doing it with intentionality. Just like how my B-roll, when I add B-roll, it's going to be reinforcing a belief or idea that I just said rather than competing with what I just said. Like your edit should be guiding the attention of the viewer to where you want them to land. And also the best thing that you can do as an editor is try to make your edits feel invisible. Because if people remember your edits and your editing skills more than they remember the message that you're trying to convey, then was the editing actually good? Or did you just feel like flexing your creative muscles? So think of it this way, your content or your ideas are meant to build the trust with the viewer, whereas the editing is simply made to just protect the trust that's being built. So it's kind of like the editing is fostering the relationship, but it's not the one building the relationship, if that makes sense. Like one of the things that I like to say with editing is you can't put makeup on a pig and expect it to do well, right? Like you need good core messaging for anything to work on social media. So again, editing, it doesn't earn trust. It just makes sure that you're not losing any. And the biggest reason why I edit in such a simple way is because it's the easiest to create with the right editing systems. And this is where most creators struggle, because every single time they open up a new project, a new reel, they feel like they're reinventing the wheel, meaning they're having to pick new fonts, decide on the animations that they're going to be using, the pacing, the structure of the video. Whereas all of that thinking and just like decision making can be removed with a system. Like for me, when I open up my Adobe Premiere Pro to start editing a reel, I know exactly what I'm going to do each and every single time because I have a system. I don't guess, I simply execute. Okay, so now you guys understand exactly why this editing style sort of works for me at least. I want to share with you guys my exact editing checklist, or at least something I just kind of like spilled out from my brain. Like I've edited so much short form content in this editing style that I could just brain dump this. So that's what I went ahead and did. I start off with, I know exactly what font selection I'm going to use. I pick between these 3 fonts. And for you guys, these 3 fonts could be anything else. But for my editing style, I love Akira. Akira Expanded is one of like my OG fonts, and I'm kind of slowly transitioning away from it, but I still use it here and there. Helvetica, Open Sauce Sans. So I love that one. I do simple text animations. So I'm only doing slides, only doing blurs, and only doing like fade in, fade outs. I really only focus on simple camera movements as well in my actual edits. So that's just scales. So smooth zoom ins like this, or like more, I guess, creative zooms like this on the screen right here. And then I focus on adding in my B-roll, which is just camera clips or text screen overlays. B-roll, I consider everything that's not your talking head A-roll clip. So it could literally just be like, you know, a video of you doing something behind the scenes, or it could be a text screen, like I said. And then the last step is color grading, which actually I would move this to the first step. Color grading, I love color grading first because then it like actually makes the footage look good. Kind of brings the whole edit together early on. So that's what I do. I use my own LUTs and then I go ahead and do basic correction for that footage. And as you guys can see, this is my entire editing checklist / workflow, and it's super simple, but that's the entire point. And it's because simplicity scales and complexity only slows you down. And the whole point of building an editing style that works for your personal brand or growing on social media is consistency. You want to be able to post content with consistency. If you're not doing that, then you're setting yourself up for failure, and you'd honestly be better off just filming with your iPhone and doing regular captions on Instagram. Because if you're not consistent, you're not going to be iterating, and if you're not iterating, you're not making progress. Okay, so at this point, you're probably like, yo, how can I go ahead and create an editing style that works for me? And short answer, I can't answer that. Only you can, through iteration and figuring out what truly does work for you. But what I can tell you is my story when it came to me developing this style for myself and figuring out what does work for me. Because if you're gonna go ahead, watch this video and just go copy someone else's definition of success or their editing style that works for them, it might work for you, but chances are you finding that person and replicating their entire system and style and then enjoying it, that's the most important part, is enjoying it and being able to be consistent with it, is probably pretty low. So the way I did it is by starting off with a rule. And that rule was value always comes first. Like to me, the edit doesn't matter anymore. And that's really crazy coming from someone who sells editing presets, but I'm sitting here telling you the edit doesn't matter. If the message isn't clear. So I stripped everything back and only kept the things that made it easier for the audience to understand what it was I was trying to say in that video. And that's when I noticed patterns. I liked using simple fonts. I liked using simple animations that were easy to make. And I also liked using the same structure for each video. And that's when the light bulb went off in my head. I realized what editing styles really were. Editing styles aren't random. Editing styles are a system. Actually, they're a result of a system, your creative process. And once I realized I could completely dial in my creative process via presets, templates, LUTs, the way I structure my content, that's when everything changed. My edits got faster, my edits got better, and staying consistent with my personal brand felt super easy. Like, there's so many of us creators who have such good ideas, but the thing that's getting in the way of actually us getting those ideas out into the world is the editing. Like, you don't need better editing to get more people to see your work. You just need a repeatable system that you can use to post consistently. So because I built my own exact system, I realized I was like, yo, this workflow saves me tons and tons of time. And I know that it'll save lots of other creators a lot of time as well. So I was like, yo, it's a no-brainer to actually go ahead and start selling this to other creators who have the same problem as me. And I know so many others have the same exact problem because we all deal with creative burnout. So I created the ViralREELS bundle. Now, the ViralREELS bundle isn't about flashy edits or like trends. It's just about the actual editing system that you get. You get the templates, you get the presets, you get the workflow, and not so you could just edit like me, which you can with this pack because I use it, but it's because you could use it to build your own editing workflow. You could upload your own presets, you could upload your own LUTs into it, you could delete presets that you don't use, and you could just continue to build your own workflow with it as the foundation. And like I said, if you have a workflow that you go to, you don't have to second guess what you're doing each and every single time, which makes you edit faster, keeps you more consistent, and then eventually your content's gonna start feeling like an extension of you. So if you wanna create content that builds trust through a proven structured workflow, this bundle solves that problem for you. But anyways, guys, that's it for me today. I ranted a lot. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. This is my second ever sort of rant style type of video, and to be fair, I think it was a little difficult today, but we're gonna keep showing up, keep trying to, you know, push these out because I love just sitting here ranting, talking to you guys, sharing my expertise with you. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. We're so close to 50,000 subscribers, and I think we could do it in the next month or two. So go hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Anyways, remember, take action, take over. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.